Sportcaster Contest, presented by RPM Raceway.
It's Geico Sports Night on your TV. We'll begin with good news on Giancarlo Stanton. He's going to restart his rehab assignment Monday or Tuesday down in Tampa. And if all goes well, folks, he could be back in the Yankee lineup by June 17th. What is good, NYC and Tri-State area? Welcome to Geico Sports Night, folks. I'm Larry Ridley, rolling with my man,
What's up,
Chris
baby?
Williamson, C-Dubs. More on another injured Bomber. We'll see when Aaron Judge will be back in pinstripes.
And Larry, we'll also have some football for you as we go one-on-one with Jets D lineman Leonard Williams, who's supposed to be one of the anchors of this defense. What does he think of new D coordinator Greg Williams? The answer coming up.
But of course, we'll start with those Metropolitans. Steven Matz on the bump out at Citi Field. Facing a tough Rockies lineup, one of the top 3 in the NL. Matz, 1.50 ERA and 4 home starts this season, scoreless second. Carlos Gomez going up in the sky, gives it a ride to deep center. Ian Desmond has a beat on it, but he leaps at the wall, but it's out of his reach. Everyone, 2-run blast for Gomez. 2-0 Mets. Rockies have an answer in the third. Nolan Arenado, game-tying single off of Matz. ERA at home increases just a few ticks. We're brand new tied at 2. Now a 3-3 ball game in the 5th. Matz had some good stuff Saturday. Ends the frame by fanning Daniel Murphy, then gets Charlie Blackmon in the 6th. Final pitch of the night, strikes out 10, just one shy of his career high. Mets would take a 4-3 lead on a double play ground out. Pete Alonso, max volume. If it's over the orange line, it's out. It does go over the orange line. David Dahl, back of the wall, comes up empty. The ball caroms back in the field of play. Alonso hustling at third, appears to be out, but the third base umpire awards Alonso home plate. And the polar bear, of course, he rumbles home. So what happened here? And it turns out the ball cleared the orange line, and the rule book clearly states any ball which hits that M&M is a home run. Mets earn the win 5-3. Here's the start and the skipper on the dub.
I did feel really good tonight, right out of the gate. They put great at-bats together, second and third time through the lineup. And so, it did definitely turn to be a bit of a grind, but I felt strong all the way through.
For him to do what he did and grind through the tough part of the game and then settle in and get some huge outs at the end with a high pitch count was unbelievable. I mean, just an unbelievable performance by him tonight against a great lineup.
It certainly has been some home cooking for Steven Matz this season. These numbers presented, of course, by Geico, and they prove it. The road ERA, almost 6 in 7 starts this season, but thankfully, his next start will be back in Queens against the Cards on Friday. For more on the Mets, let's send it over to Chris in the game.
Thanks, Larry. Time now for Baseball Night in New York. I'm joined by John Jastrzemski and Anthony McCarron. And how much more can we talk about Steven Matz's performance? 6 innings, ties a career high, 120 pitches, 10 Ks, and he had a really big effort in that 6th inning, taking out Charlie Blackmon. How impressed were you by what he did on Saturday?
Very impressive stuff, Chris. You could tell by the way the Mets were talking afterward there. Grind was the word of the day on their calendar, right, afterward. But, yeah, he really did offer some grit there. And that's something that we've talked about with Steven Matz in the past, right, guys? His toughness, is it there? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. He came into the major leagues with a big reputation as a guy who was really gutsy in the minors and coming up through the system. Sometimes we haven't seen it. And I think tonight, going all the way up to 120 pitches, even with I thought his curveball was dynamite, and he got a lot of swings with it, which was really good stuff. But he had to battle, he had to fight, and that's okay. He got the Mets what they wanted, and I love the way the Mets are pushing the starters a little bit more too, JJ, to keep the ball, to manage the bullpen expectations a little bit.
Oh, no doubt. When you got a bullpen that can't get anybody out, what is the anecdote to that? Go out and have your starters go deep in the game, and you watch Steven Matz in the first couple innings of this game, fellas. I didn't get the sense he was going to be able to give you 6 innings. And that, to me, was so impressive about this outing as a whole because he pitched well with runners on base. He had that big strikeout at Charlie Blackmon, big time at bat in the game, knowing the Mets needed a 0 in the absolute worst way. And if you think about consistent New York Mets so far this year, obviously you're going to look at Alonso, obviously you're going to look at Jeff McNeil. But I think you got to put Steven Matz on that list. Aside from that terrible start he had against the Philadelphia Phillies, had a subpar outing against the Arizona Diamondbacks. You look at his numbers, though. They've been quite good.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the thing that you mentioned about that Blackman at bat, to me, you could tell he wanted that, and he wanted the opportunity.
Well, fire,
to face,
too.
right, which I love. Right,
strikeout.
exactly. And it's about time that the Mets give their starting pitching. That was supposed to be the bulwark of this team, was the rotation, giving them the chance to get those big outs like that. Mats benefited from it tonight. The Mets did, too. Keep doing it.
We need so much more of that. It would be really great for this squad and the city. Now, Todd Frazier, I mean, a little while ago, we were talking about how he needs to be sent off the team, but his last 21 games, Anthony, he's been raking 2 for 2 on Saturday. How surprised are you by his resurgence?
Well, you know, he was coming off the injured list, so you know, maybe we were a little unfair to him and didn't give him a chance to get rolling, you know, before we started with the knives and the daggers on him. He actually is one of their most consistent defensive players. They really do need him at third base because they suffer defensively at most every position on the diamond, except third, where Todd can really handle the glove. Now that he's added a little offense too, I mean, that's good stuff for this team, and he seems to have taken a stranglehold on third base.
Much needed for the Mets. And you think about the injury to Jed Lowry. We thought that when Jed Lowry came back to this team, it would mean sayonara to Todd Frazier. And to Todd Frazier's credit, the last couple of weeks he's had big hits. He's hit with runners on base. And Anthony mentioned it. This team doesn't play well enough defensively. I mean, you look at their defense, it is an issue, it feels like, game after game after game. To have a guy who's picking it over at third base, getting some hit with runners on base, sight for sore eyes, guys. I mean, long overdue to have a Met playing well defensively, hitting well with runners on base. Need a lot more of that if you're going to win games consistently. So hats off to Todd Frazier, kind of fighting us off a little bit. It deserves it.
Yeah. The breath of fresh air, and also what was a breath of fresh air? The bullpen. Seth Lugo and Edwin Diaz getting the job done after Steven Matz goes 6 innings. Very impressive. That's what they want to do going forward. Now let's send it back to Larry.
All right, gents, thank you. Up next, we head to the land where CeCe Sabathia was trying for career victory number 250, but unfortunately things didn't go as planned in his own stomping grounds in Cleveland. Plus, we'll head out to Florham Park and check in on one of the keys to the Jets' defense, the Big Cat. Leo Williams, what are impressions so far about the team's #1 draft pick out of Alabama? That's Quinnen Williams. And we'll also head out to Belmont for the 151st running of the Belmont Stakes and the Test of the Champion. Our resident horse racing expert, Mark Malusis, kids call him Moose. He was there to take in the action. Has a report next here on Geico Sports Night on SNY.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Keep going, man. You got it.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
More people are switching to Ram than ever before because Ram gives you more towing, more luxury, and more deals with up to 20% off MSRP on America's most awarded pickup. The all-new Ram 1500. Hurry in for big deals during Ram Truck Month.
Now get 20% off MSRP on select all-new 2019 Ram 1500 models in dealer stock. Or while qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get this low-mileage lease on the 2019 Ram 1500 Classic.
My family doctor said, you have to go to the best place. And the best place is Sloan Kettering.
Carl is a very likable, genuine person. When we first met, we talked about baseball.
He said, Yankee fan? And I said, yeah. And he said, I'm a Red Sox fan.
Carl is free of cancer, enjoying life, and continuing to torture me with emails about the Red Sox.
Sleep better with a new mattress from PC Richard & Son. Our mattress experts will help you find the perfect mattress. Quality brands made in the USA. And when you want it, need it, just gotta have it, we'll get it there the next day. And you can rest assured with our 90-night sleep guarantee. It's time for a new mattress. Sleep better with PC Richard & Son, the official appliance, electronics, and mattress retailer of the New York Mets.
It's an exciting time at Kia with great products. Get great deals on vehicles loaded with advanced technology features, like the 2019 Sorento Sportage or Forte with brake assist system, or the 2019 Stinger and Optima, both with blind spot collision warning, all with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Ooh, I like this one.
You, sir, have great taste.
He's taken.
Hurry into Kia's summer sales event to lease a specially tagged 2019 Sorento LX for $189 a month.
We told you earlier in the show that Giancarlo Stanton will begin rehab games next week. Well, before Saturday's game, Aaron Boone said Aaron Judge could begin his rehab in 2 weeks. Now let's see how his teammates did against Cleveland. Didi Gregorius coming off a 2-for-4 night and his return from Tommy John surgery. Top first, Didi lines the Adam Pletka pitch deep to right. 2-run shot. His first home run of the season gives the Yankees a 2-0 lead. Bottom 4. 2-1 Yankees. CC Sabathia looking for career win 250 against his former team. Roberto Perez with the long fly to left center. It barely stays in the park. The game is tied on the double. Bottom 5th, still tied at 2. Oscar Mercado lifts a Sabathia pitch to right center. This one gets out. 2-run shot, 4-2 Indians. Sabathia goes 5 innings with 7 hits, 4 earned runs, and 5 Ks. Top 6, same score. Brett Gardner sends it to deep right center. Jordan Luplow makes the catch as he slams into the wall. Another look. Luplow hits the wall hard. Pletka loves it. Gardner did not, though. He throws his helmet in the dugout, comes back and hits him in the face. The helmet actually cut Gardner's lip. And it'll just get worse for the Yanks in the bottom of the inning. Perez crushes it to left off Jonathan Holder. That's long gone for the 2-run homer, the first of 2 home runs Holder would give up. Yankees lose 8-4. Here's CC on his bad performance.
Honestly, I don't know I have anything today. I didn't feel like, my stuff was sharp. The backdoor slider wasn't good early. They were just missing the ball. So I felt like that could have happened early in the game. Rowe did a good job of calling the game. Defense played well. I just have nothing today.
We've been able to grab a lead here these first 2 games and then haven't been able to add on. That's where we got to be able to tack on. And, this is a team, when they get a lead, they got a pretty good pen to shut you down.
For more on the Yanks' tough loss, let's send it over now to Larry and the fellas.
All right, guys, we're back for more Baseball Night in New York, joined by Anthony McCarron. Also got JJ down there, John Jastrzemski. Guys, we're talking, of course, those Yankees. They've lost 5 of the last 6. CC had some struggles the last 3 starts there for the 3rd straight game. What did you make of his performance and what could have been his last game against his old club, at least in Cleveland?
Well, look, I think there was some emotion for him there because that's where it all started back when I was a teenager. CC pitching there many years ago, right? Yeah,
had his MLB Showdown card, by the way, with the Indians. I remember that one.
So there might have been a little bit of that going on there. Apparently, according to him, he didn't have his stuff either. And but it's sort of, to me, the whole thing underscores the Yankee rotation needs because this is a guy that he is their 5th starter, but they are counting on him to deliver 5 quality innings or so every 5th day. And I'm not sure that he's going to do that every 5th day. And so they really do need to go out and get somebody to add to this rotation, an elite-type starter, I think, looking with an eye toward October, too, JJ. And, at some point, CC's probably going to have another one of his vacations on the DL. That's what it is to be a 38-year-old pitcher with a bulky knee. So, there's Yankee pitching needs here, and I think this today is kind of a highlight of that for them, that they, shows that they need it.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. The Yankees need to go get themselves another starting pitcher, and to me, it's got to be a difference-making starting pitcher. There was a time where CC Sabathia was that guy for the New York Yankees. In 2009, he was that guy. In 2012, he was that guy. But, fellas, if you think about CC the last couple of years, remember, he made playoff starts for the Yankees. Made a playoff start in 2018 against the Boston Red Sox. A couple of years ago, he was starting a Game 5 in that ballpark against Corey Kluber. The Yankees need to know CC's had a great Yankee career. He's going to help them throughout the regular season. This is not a guy, though, who has this sort of stuff that can get the Astros, the Twins, or the Boston Red Sox out if you're playing in a postseason series. To me, CeCe, his role for the Yankees in October should be along the lines of David Cone in 2000. Met fans are going to like to hear this, but I remember 2000, Mike Piazza at the plate. Cone had a terrible year, and Coney came out of the bullpen and got one of the biggest outs in Game 4 of the World Series. That should be the role for CeCe, not starting playoff games for the New York Yankees.
Biggest troll moment of your career right there,
Well, listen.
We're bringing up that at-bat.
It's a big at-bat for a pitcher who had, a storied career and was at the end of his career. I'm not trying to troll. No, it's just the example I can think of.
When you look at CeCe's last 3 starts, that ERA has gone up. It's ballooned over a run or about a run over those last 3 starts. All right, let's talk about these other guys that we were talking about earlier. You saw Brett Gardner, his strike to 10 days. And you look at Aaron Judge, he could be back as well, a rehab start in a couple of weeks. The big guns, they're coming back. How much of a welcome would that be to the Bombers right now?
I mean, it would be huge. Gardner is a guy who has run down in years past, and I don't know if we're seeing that now. He has been in a bad streak lately, but he did hit 2 rockets today, including the play that we saw where he threw the helmet on. I mean, that was an extra base hit that he got robbed of. The next time he was up, he hit a 95-mile-an-hour rocket right at the second baseman. So he has hit some balls hard recently. We'll see if he can come out of it. But really, I mean, getting him some rest and getting guys like Stanton back and into the outfield a little bit would be great for the Yankees.
Well, he's not an everyday player anymore. I think that's what it comes down to. I love Brett Gardner. Brett Gardner's had a great Yankee tenure. He can't play every day, and we can stop now with this narrative that the Yankees are better off without Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. Can we please stop with this narrative? You'll watch this road trip. The Yankees are a better team when they're in the lineup. That's all there is to it. So, fellas, now that the Yankees actually have lost a couple of games here, we can actually say Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton. Yeah, you think they're going to help the New York Yankees? Come on.
It's like the Warriors. Stop with this. They're better off with Kevin Durant. All right. Anthony, JJ, he's muted now. Chris, let's go back over to you with more news on the Pinstripers.
Thanks, Larry. JJ, I love your energy, just one of a kind. Now, once again, who knows when Dellin Betances' return to the Bronx will actually happen. He was shut down from his rehab on Friday, and Aaron Boone said he was headed back to New York to meet with doctors. On Monday, Betances experienced soreness in his lower shoulder and lat area after throwing to hitters on Wednesday. Now, coming up on Sports Night, Sam Darnold had a nice day at his football camp, and his new GM might have his eyes on a guy from his college days for a job. And ex-Giant Landon Collins was also in town. He had some thoughts on his former team. Stick around, people.
Dear Max, Bear, Spike, Daisy, Buster, and Pork Chop. Let's go to the dog park, swimming, hiking, out for treats, and to sleep. Hugs, Highlander.
Right now, lease Highlander with all-wheel drive for just $249 a month, or get $1,750 customer cash on Highlander. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
With all that USAA offers, why go with anybody else? We know their rates are good. We know that they're always going to take care of us.
It was an instant savings, and I should have changed a long time ago.
We're the Tennies, and we're USAA members for life.
Call USAA to start saving on insurance today.
You respect strong values in people and price tags. Good on you. This Father's Day, shop our lowest price of the season with 60% off designer sport coats, designer suits, and all casual wear. Now through Sunday, shop online and in-store, only at Men's Warehouse.
Here's your Buick, sir. Actually, that's my Buick.
How are we gonna fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Current eligible lessees get this low-mileage lease on this 2019 Encore for around $139 per month. Or current eligible GM lessees lease this 2019 Enclave for around $349 per month.
Change has many faces, names you'll never know. The bright-eyed, the brave, the visionaries. Where challenges exist, you'll find them. At Citi, we empower people who are out to change the world. Because tomorrow belongs to those who welcome it with open arms. Citi, welcome what's next.
If you want just a little entertainment, try playing board games with a professional wrestler.
Oh, sorry, Cyclone King. You lose a turn. Oh, I got a 6. Yay!
If you want entertainment that lasts more than an instant, try a cash word scratch-off from the New York Lottery.
I've got lilac! Yeah! Yeah! 1 letter away from frog! Tonsil! Troopers!
We got it! Frog!
Play a cash word scratch-off today. You could win up to $1 million.
Sunday, Pete Alonso and the Mets look to put on a display of power in front of the home crowd as they look to drop a pounding on Nolan Arenado and his Mile High Militia. Coverage begins with City pregame Sunday at 12:30, only on SNY.
Sam Darnold spending a nice Saturday afternoon out at LIU Post, teaching some lucky kids all about football at his inaugural pro football camp. About 200 kids between 1st and 8th grade attending the event. His message to the kids was simple: have fun and don't forget to thank your parents. Darnold says he's heard good things about new GM Joe Douglas, who he shares an agent with, by the way. And speaking of Darnold, there he is right there on the right. Back in 2017, during his days at USC, the guy interviewing him is ESPN draft analyst Todd McShay. It's possible, folks, there could be a reunion of sorts. McShay telling ESPN that he is a candidate for a job on the staff of new GM Joe Douglas. McShay and Douglas were teammates at the University of Richmond. Meanwhile, the Jets will resume OTAs on Monday. Got 4 of those left. But one thing you noticed while watching practice this week without pads was the energy and competitiveness of the defense. Leonard Williams, entering his 5th season with the team, described Greg Williams' defense with one word: attack. Our Janae Coakley caught up with the Big Cat.
It's been great, a lot of passion, a lot of competition, and guys are out there flying around, competing, loving the new coaches, and loving the new players that we brought in. And, it's just been a fun, exciting new year feel to the team.
It seems like this defense is loud, it's going after it. What do you like about Greg Williams' defense?
That's what I love so much about it, is we're communicating loudly, we have a lot of passion and fire, guys are just running around competing. We have like a little stat sheet that we put up all the time after each practice about who's creating the most points, and like points are just plays. I mean, if you have a stripped attempt or a sack in practice or a TFL or anything like that, it contributes as a point. And I feel like that's like a good way to like have the guys compete, because if they see someone climbing past them, they're like, the next day I'm like, oh, I need to make more plays so I can get past them. You know what I mean? So it's just really fun competition.
Quinnen's been limited, but how do you see Quinnen fitting into this defense?
I see him fit in many ways. I think, what he brings to the table is just versatility. And with that being said, he can line up at the nose, he can line up at 3 technique, all around the line wherever we need him. And he has been limited, so we haven't been able to see as much as he can do. But at the same time, I feel like Greg is going to do a good job of putting him where he needs to be. We have a lot of packages and blitzes and all that type of stuff, and I feel like he's going to fit in great.
You're one of the old guys now, one of the veterans. What's it like for you to be in that role now?
I like that you added the old guys, because I'm only 24, so
hey.
Yeah, some of the second-year guys are already older than me, so it's
That's
funny.
True.
Yeah, but I am.
You usually have under your belt though in the NFL. You're considered an old guy.
Exactly. I have some experience in the league now, and I definitely want to step up and be more of a leader and just play my role as much as possible, and just contribute to this team and win it as much as possible. On and off the field, in the meeting rooms, on the field, and everything. Any way I can.
Thank you, Janae. And to the Giants, sort of. Ex-Giants safety Landon Collins, there he is, holding his 3rd annual charity softball game Saturday up in Pomona. Giants rookie QB Daniel Jones was among the players attending. Now that Collins has moved on to the Redskins, he's looking forward to the rivalry and being on the Washington side against his old club.
It's going to be crazy. You got guys that let guys go. They didn't draft the guy that everybody wanted them to draft, but stuff like that. It happens. They feel like their way is a different way and the best way for them. So power to them. But, hey, I think, like I said from the get-go, and I appreciate Daniel Jones coming out here, but I still think we got the best quarterback in the draft.
Is that circled? Those 2 games, they circled in a little bit extra red on the schedule?
Y'all saw the bullseye shirt that Joe made me? It's just like that for the next 6 years. Yes, it's just like that.
On Sunday, the Yankees will be trying to avoid the sweep out in Cleveland, and they won't have Masahiro Tanaka on the mound. To help, we'll tell you why when Geico Sports Night returns right here on SNY.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
I want it.
I can't believe it.
That car brought his karaoke machine.
Nothing but a heartache.
No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
Tell me why you'd say.
Go, Kevin. Go, Kevin. No.
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This is the Durabit of the all-new Chevy Silverado.
That is huge.
It offers a built-in 120-volt outlet. Wow. Plug that in for me.
Oh, holy smoke.
Wow. And the all-new Silverado has more trim levels than any other pickup.
Oh, wow. There's something for all of us.
It's time to upgrade. Get 0% financing for 72 months, or get a total value of over $8,700 on this all-new Silverado. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Get must-have styles for Dad at K&G. Select designer suits are buy one, get two free. Plus, buy two suits separate jackets, get two pants or vests free. And Van Heusen dress shirts are two for just $35. Find Father's Day looks for less at K&G.
Old Dominion puts together a winning performance with precision, a #1 ranking in claims prevention, and by going the distance to become #1 in customer satisfaction. Old Dominion, official freight carrier of Major League Baseball.
I gained 53 pounds.
Did she say gain weight?
I gained 53 pounds with CB1 Weight Gainer.
That's right. Introducing CB1 Weight Gainer, the weight gain pill.
I've been skinny most of my life.
CB1 Weight Gainer totally changed my life.
CB1 Weight Gainer is a safe, effective, and patented weight gain pill.
I searched and searched online, and I finally found CB1 Weight Gainer. It took me only 3 months to gain 30 pounds.
I went from 150 to 175 in just 3 months.
All in all, I gained 53 pounds, and I'm super pumped.
I look and feel better than ever.
Gain the weight you want or your money back guaranteed. Order today and we'll include the exclusive Weight Gain Guidebook, a $19.99 value free. Call now and we'll also upgrade your order to rush processing, a $6.99 value absolutely free. That's right. Save over $25 when you call or visit cb1weightgainer.com now.
Hey, Joey, what's the latest on trade talks? Hey, Joey, latest on trade talks? Hey, Joey.
Yeah, I heard you the first time. Your team's in the crapper, and so was I, all right? What, I offend you? Don't put me in the pocket. Come on. My voice will not be silenced.
SNY, complete coverage of every New York team, anytime, from any device.
Get your New York sports here.
Saturday was City's 14th annual Global Community Day, where over 100,000 city volunteers turning out to participate in over 1,500 service projects across 400 cities around the world. Locally, more than 100 activities taking place, including at Riverbank State Park. The volunteers helping build 500 bikes for youth in low-income neighborhoods and packing 200,000 meals for families in need. Definitely good work being done by those folks. At the Belmont now for the Belmont Stakes, sponsored by Naira. The gates opening and all the jockeys are still atop their steeds, so we're already off to a better start than the Preakness. Here's Larry Comas with the call, Sound Full.
Sir Winston comes up on the outside, and he got in front of War of Will. And Sir Winston has moved to the center of the track under Joel Rosario to take the lead. On the inside, Jovia fights on. Tacitus is there, and then Tex between horses. Master Fencer on the far outside. They're coming to the finish, and Sir Winston has won the Belmont Stakes.
Can't spell Sir Winston without win. Coming in at 10-1 odds. With more from Belmont, here's our very own Mark Malusis. Moose.
Sent off at 10-1, it was Sir Winston, the winner of the 151st running of the Belmont Stakes, trained by Mark Casse, ridden by Joel Rosario. A brilliant middle move in the middle part of the stretch, breaking from cover, being able to hold off Tacitus right at the wire, who was your post-time favorite at 9-5. For trainer Mark Casse, who also trained the winner of the Preakness, it was a dream come true.
I've been watching the Belmont since I was like 5 or 6 years old, and to win it is, what can I say? It hasn't even sunk in.
What about the move in the middle of the stretch?
Yeah, I tried it. The pace was not really fast, and then I just
I was always moving forward to trying to get in my position.
The horse ran good. I don't know what, I've got to watch the rerun. Looked like he kind of ducked in a little bit mid-stretch, you know what I mean, at the 8th pole. But, you know, he came running, you know, finished up the race good, but it looked like he just got going too late.
Wrapping up the trifecta, it was Jovia breaking from post 1. Meanwhile, Saturday's Belmont Stakes wraps up what has been a strange Triple Crown season. Maximum Security, the winner of the Kentucky Derby on the first Saturday of May, taken down for the first time in history. Country House put up. 2 weeks later, it was War of Will winning the Preakness Stakes. And then on Saturday, a trainee also trained by Mark Casse, who was 10-1 shot Sir Winston in the